Hello, everybody. It's me, Madam Pamita, and the Love Witch, and we are here to do Tarot for Kindness. This is our weekly get together over YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, where we do tarot readings for $10 per card. 100% of the proceeds go to feed seniors in Ukraine through our friends Subotin Harbor. It's a grassroots organization. They go out and they buy the groceries. So as soon as you make your donation, like it is kind of the middle of the night right now, or early in the morning in Ukraine. But a little bit later tonight, they will be out at the grocery store buying groceries and delivering them. If you do not know this, and I do follow the news in Ukraine, the war and the invasion is still going on. They are still bombing civilians. They're doing such horrible, horrific things. It's not even, I don't even want to talk about it. But we can help alleviate some of the suffering of the people in Ukraine by doing this wonderful little small action that actually makes a huge difference in the life of a senior. These seniors are in their 70s, 80s, and 90s. Many of them are disabled. They cannot get out of the house to get work or even beg. They are homebound and they don't have any food. And so they are relying on us to do this together as a team with our friends in Subotin Harbor. $40 buys 2 weeks of groceries for a senior in need. These are healthy, good groceries. So your donations make a huge impact. You know, if you donate, you can buy a reading of any length, 1 card reading for $10, 2 card, 3 card, so on. All you have to do is make a donation through PayPal or Venmo, or if you are on YouTube, you can make it through Super Chat. And once you make that donation, you can go onto the chat and you can tell us where you donated, how much you donated, and what your question is. And we will be happy to do a reading for you. It's a win-win-win for everybody. You get a reading. We are able to donate to something that I feel so passionate about, which is helping seniors and helping seniors in the war-torn country who are suffering, and to alleviate that suffering. And Subotin Harbor is able to help these seniors. The seniors win, you win. We feel good about what we're doing, and instead of just standing by and watching people suffer, we're actually doing something. And you can feel good about that because you're the ones that are making the donation. And so that's, you're a huge part of that. So you can go ahead and make your donations through PayPal, through Venmo, through Super Chat. It's $10 per card. If you wanted 1 card reading, it's $10, 2 card readings, 20, 3 card readings, 30, and so on. You can get we've had people do 10 card readings, which has been amazing. We've got, people that do 4 card readings, 5 card readings. So having you guys make these donations, it's a really so gratifying, and we're so thankful to you. And, I just have a huge amount of gratitude in my heart for you guys helping us in our endeavor. We couldn't do it without you, and we're happy to do these readings. So everybody benefits, everybody wins. I think it's a good thing. So today I'll be working with a new deck that it's not a new deck. It's actually a reissue of a deck that was very rare and out of print. And so I'm very grateful to have this deck. Wiser Books put this out. It's Rachel Pollack's Shining Tribe Tarot. Rachel Pollack, you may know, was a trans woman who was a leader, a true78 in the tarot community. She wrote one of the first books about tarot, 78 degrees of wisdom. My brain today, it's
Your
hot
timing
here.
pool is 0. That's all.
Exactly. We don't get the pool. So she's a true hero in LGBTQ community, and wonderful friend. I mean, I knew her. She passed away, I believe it was last year or the year before. But she was someone I knew, I respected, and I loved, and she was a friend. And so working with her deck really is something very, very special and meaningful to me, but also it's a kind of a cool, interesting, different deck. If you want a tarot deck that isn't a rehash of the Rider-Waite, this is it. It really is very, very different. It's got different names for the cards, different kind of images, truly channeled deck, and it's a wonderful deck. And it's available from Wiser Books. It's a Wiser Books deck, and it comes in this big, beautiful box, very sturdy kind of box that has a space for the deck. and it has a nice big book that goes with it. Rachel was an
Oh,
amazing
nice.
writer and creator. She did comic books. I didn't know she
Mhm.
invented the first trans comic book character. I'm not a comic person, so I don't really know that much about comics, but I thought that was amazing. Another thing that she's done, and she's written many books about tarot, and so she's lives on through her work and through this beautiful
Yeah.
deck, and so
You know
happy
what
to
else
be
she
working
wrote?
with her.
A
What?
glowing review of Madame Pamita's Magical Tarot.
She did. She really did, and she was so kind and cool and funny and smart, and her spirit is such a vibrant spirit. Her spirit really feels present. She'll pop into my head. Those who've passed on, I always feel like they kind of give me a little tap on the shoulder and make me think of them, or put something in front of my face that makes me think of them. And
Mhm.
she often pops into my head. She just was such a vibrant spirit, and just funny and smart. I like funny and smart people. What can I say? Like you, Love Witch, you're funny and smart.
Thank
You make
you.
me laugh all the time.
Here's
And
something
you're
you'll
really
enjoy
smart about computer things when I'm like, I'm
that
grandma. I don't know how to work this thing. You're like, bip bop boop. And I'm like, oh,
I
okay.
I'm also a grandma. We're not dealing with the things I don't understand, that's all. We're not on Snapchat for a reason, you know? But here's something else you'll enjoy that I read earlier and I meant to tell you about.
What?
A woman in Los Angeles, a Russian woman, is being charged with treason in Russia for donating to Ukraine. So don't you guys wanna do something that could get you put in prison in Russia? And are you really looking if you're not?
Exactly, right? I mean, anything can get you put into prison. Holy
Yeah.
Toledo. Holy
Yeah, that
Toledo.
blew my
Wow.
mind. I mean, she's in
I mean,
LA, so I think she's gonna be fine, but they're
oh yeah.
still, pursuing her.
I mean, the thing that is so crazy is that the country of Russia has such an authoritarian, like horrible authoritarian government, Nazi level, Hitler level
Mhm.
authoritarianism. And people are afraid to speak out because their family members who are still in Russia could be suffering because of that. And I'm like, and you think that this is okay? Like, this is like anybody that I'm talking about, anybody that's like, oh, well, let Ukraine figure it out, or, we don't need to get involved. Like, you're allowing that kind of stuff to happen. It's not only making the Ukrainian people suffering, but the Russian people are suffering under this authoritarian regime. Why is that okay? Why are you reading? I mean, it's not you guys. I know it's not you guys, but why are people reading Russian bot propaganda, BOT, that's going out there and around there, and going like, well, Russia has a point, la la la. It makes me want to, I don't know, do crazy things when I hear that kind of stuff. So anyway, so we're going to do readings. So I want to give a couple of announcements. First of all, my first question is what I'm going to be doing, Rachel Pollack's deck. What are you going to be working with today, Love Witch?
I got my little bag of charms right here. I'll be pulling
I
some
love it.
charms for each
We love it
person.
when you pull out the charms.
Yeah, me too. It's so nice when I can find them on my crowded desk.
Don't spill a coffee on your desk. I had a crowded desk. I spilled a whole full iced coffee. It
Yeah, I
was
got
bad,
no
man.
beverages on my desk for a reason because
Oh
that
my
is
gosh.
exactly what will happen within seconds if I do.
I, I'm relegated to a sippy cup, a baby toddler cup now, because I'm not going to do that again. Oh my gosh. I had decks. I had books on my desk. I had decks on my desk. The decks I was using. It was a disaster. Luckily, the books were kind of biographies and things, nothing like precious. Like I'm reading a biography of Magda Subansky, I think is her name. She played um, on Kath and Kim. She
Oh.
played Sharon on Kath and Kim. I'm reading her biography. I love Kath and Kim. All right. So you're going to be doing charms. I'm going to be doing tarot. If you'd like to make a donation, you can do so. You can make it on Venmo. You can make it on PayPal. You can do it in Super Chat down below if you're on YouTube. And then if you put it in there, once you make your payment for your donation, you get it into the chat wherever you are. Wherever you're here, get into the chat and let us know where you made the donation, how much you donated, and what your question is. And then we'll do a reading for you. We got a couple of announcements at the Parlor of Wonders. One, which do we announce first? Which one?
What about this one?
Yay! Free shipping for domestic orders. This is for orders within the US. We have free shipping as a celebration because my birthday is coming up. This is the way my
Mm.
birthday's coming up July 5th. I'm turning 60, so I'm having a 60s themed party. Isn't
Oh
that
my
fun?
gosh, I wanna come.
Yes, we're doing 60s theme. I know you, B, should be there. B would have amazing clothes.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, B
we're
is no
gonna.
longer a hippie, by the way. She's renounced that style.
Are you kidding me? Really?
It'll come back around, you know?
Oh my gosh. Well, good thing
She hasn't
I
renounced
was
it,
gonna,
but she's
I
bored of
was
it.
looking at all this hippie crap for her birthday, but I'm glad I didn't get her
She would still get a kick out of it, but
macrame kits.
you know those, food robots they have in LA that, like, deliver the food? You
Coco.
need one of those at your birthday where we can join remotely and just, like, roll around the party.
I could put a Zoom and you could Zoom at the party. It's a little weird. Um,
Yeah, you should just let me know
so anyway, for my birthday, I want to give a present to you guys. So we're giving you free shipping on orders of $100 or more. Is that what it is? $100
Yep, 100 and up.
in the US. If you're there, you can get free shipping. All you have to do is sign up. And then you'll get the free shipping code. You'll get the code, and then you can use it as many times as you want. It expires on July 5th. When does
Mhm.
it expire? On my
It
birthday?
actually
Last day,
expires on July 6th. We're giving them
July
one
6th.
extra day there, so
Exactly. So we'll have the day after my birthday. You can use it as many times as you want. So if you order something now and then you say, oh man, I want to order something else, you can use that coupon code again. So to get that coupon code, all you have to do is go to that QR code. It'll take you to the Spell Squad where you can sign up and you will get that coupon code. Um, if they're already on the Spell Squad, did they get an email or something?
yeah, check your email. An email went out yesterday to everybody, so the code is there, and if you did not get that email yesterday, check your spam. If it's there, mark it as not spam because we don't wanna be there, and if you still can't find it, sign back up. We'd love
Yeah.
to have you back on the list.
Exactly, exactly. So this is a great deal. That is a great savings and free shipping, and you can get those things shipped out to you anywhere in the US. This is a great gift. I love my international customers, but we can't afford free shipping for international. It's really expensive. Um, so what else do we have that's going on? What else besides the free shipping do we have happening?
Well, there are still spots available on for the New Moon Mermaid of Love candle spell service on your
Ah,
altar. Let me see, do we have a QR code for that?
I see the
Do.
QR code. I'll click it. There we go. So the new moon candle spell has closed for the candle spell kit and the candle spell kit and workshop, but the new moon spell service is still open. So what is the difference? Well, the spell kit and the kit and workshop need to be shipped to you. I mean, we need to make sure they get to you on time. The spell service is a group spell service that I do here on my altar. So we keep that open until all spaces are filled or 2 days before. So I can add your candle to my altar and burn a candle on your behalf. This is a great opportunity for you to get me to do a love spell for you. And with this beautiful mermaid candle, look at this beautiful candle. I just love this pink mermaid. She's so gorgeous. She's so beautiful. Mermaids have this wonderful attraction energy, this wonderful empowered magnetism. And so, this is a great spell, whether you're in a relationship and you just want to have more love in that relationship, or you're wanting to attract a new relationship, or maybe you can even put it in the direction of self love. If you want to have more healthy self love, this is a great thing to do. So you can no longer get the kit. The doors are closed for the kit or the kit in the workshop, but the spell service that I do for you is still available and you can order that. You'll get your very own pink mermaid candle that I will burn for you, along with our master candle that's going to have all the extras on it. And then your individual candle will be burning alongside. It's a wonderful way to participate in the beautiful new moon. Even if you got the new moon kit or the
Mhm.
kit and workshop, you can still have me do a spell for you. So happy to do a spell for you. And we'll both be working on the same topic of your relationship situation. So it's a wonderful way to bring some magic in your life and have me do a spell for you. Love to do that. What else do we have going on?
We have got
Uh,
a really exciting promotion coming up for the Coven. So if you guys aren't Coven members yet, you really now is the time. The coven has been here for a whole year now, which is so crazy. And we are going to be celebrating. So join at any level now to get in on those celebrations. They'll be announced very soon.
Yeah, we've got some new great things actually. We've added some things to the coven. So if you haven't even checked it out in a while, you would want to check it out. We did a new thing, which is we now have for every level from basic witch on up to VIP witch, that if you cannot join us for the live magic Q&A tea party, but you do have a question that you would like to ask, you can ask those questions. Love Witch will make a post every week that we're doing the Q&A, and you can post your question there and I will answer it live, and you will get to the top of the list. Your questions come in the very top, so you will definitely get your question answered. So if you didn't get your question answered at this one that we just left and you still want to ask it, and you're in the coven, you can do it that way. But everyone from basic witch on up gets that benefit, and that's a new benefit that we just added. We've got tons of great benefits in the coven. Depending on the level that you're at, you can get a tarot card pull every month from me. We do a live tarot card pull. We record it. You can get a little forecast for the month ahead. We have a Q&A that we do that's a private Q&A called the Spirit Speakeasy that we do once a month. We have a group spell service that we do once a month. We also have free workshops. We also have discounts. We got exclusive candles that we only release to the coven. You get to vote on candles, which is our next release. You get to, what else do we have that's there? We get at the highest level, you get a 30-minute session with me every month, one-on-one for a reading or magical coaching or whatever you want. So there's a lot of great benefits. If you are serious about your magic and you want to up-level your magical, practice and learn more and be more effective in your magic, this is a great way to do it. And you kind of get to pick and choose. Like for example, the free classes that people get are the video on demand classes, and they get a coupon so that they can get one of those every month, and then you can take and choose whichever one you want and take it at your own pace. So it's a great way to commit to your magical practice. If you're serious about magic, if you're not just dabbling, if you're not just exploring, I mean, even if you're exploring, you can do it. But if you're really serious about your magic, you can activate all of these things that are going to add to your practice. So that is a great thing. And we're going to be releasing a very big special for the coven members in honor of my birthday. So we're going to have, in the honor of the anniversary of the coven, we're going to be releasing a great offer. So now is the time to get in on that for sure. So we've got some readings. We've got Leslie, Manila, and Bruce. Thank you so much. So we'll do them in that order. Leslie is going to be first, then Manila, and then Bruce. So thank you so much, you guys. Leslie, general reading, please. Okay, let's take a general look. We're going to work with this. This is the very first time I'm working with this deck. So it's going to be,
so exciting.
What?
So that's so exciting.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. I mean, these are those opportunities when I get to, kind of, I kind of like it being seat of my pants by it. But this deck is very, very different deck. So I'm going to have some kind of different answers for you. So, all righty, let's take a look. I don't even know what the suits are. They're like trees and rivers. I'm guessing trees are wands and rivers. Let's see. Rivers, birds. It's like all this ancient stuff. This is very stones. Okay, perfect. I know what the suits are now. Okay. Yeah. All right. So the birds are air and correspond to the swords. All right. Let's give it a shuffle. All right, Leslie, general reading. Thank you so much for your donation. If you'd like to make a donation and get a reading, you can do so by donating through PayPal or Venmo or on the Super Chat link if you're here on YouTube. Okay, I'm just going to read these. This is amazing. I love this. This is such a cool and unusual deck. All right. First card that came up is Six of Stones. Six of Stones. And I'm going to share it with you. Look at this card.
Wow.
Such a cool card. All right. It looks like kind of have to see what's going on here. To me, it looks like having multiple choices. And as I look at that, the one that really catches my eye, those little paths, this is like almost like prehistoric drawing, and I love it. It's kind of got this real primitive look to it. I'm really paying attention to this path right here. That path, I'm going to hold it up close so you can see, has these two kind of wobbly dice, kind of real sketchy dice, and you go between those dice. And at the end are some seeds, right? Seeds of some kind. And then there's those dice. This is the one that's really catching my eye. And for you, Leslie, I feel like there's an opportunity for you. Like seeds to me represent gain, represent potential of things, having something that could grow into something. But you have to make your way through those two dice. And to make your way through those two dice is like taking a risk. You got to throw the dice. You got to take a risk. You got to take a leap of faith. It's kind of like gambling. It's a gamble, right? So I see as you look at this week ahead, there's going to be something that is you're going to have some choices, right? This is about having multiple choices, having different pathways to get to different things. But there's one choice that's going to feel like very juicy to you, but it's also going to feel very risky to you. And this is really that card of like saying, take that risk. You can get there because the little dotted line does lead to the seeds. It's not cut off by that risk, but it's going to feel risky. It's going to feel like you have to take a chance on something. It's not a bad risk, like risky, like running on the freeway. It's risky, like it's risky, like I want that thing, but I have to go out of my comfort zone, or I have to stretch myself a little bit, or I have to take a chance on that thing. So it really is saying to me, like, take a chance on that thing that you want that has all of that potential. And I think you're going to discover, if you don't know what that is now, you're going to discover what that is this week. And then it's like your message of like, okay, I've got to take that risk. Next card is called Portrait of Albert.
Oh.
So the name doesn't give me anything, although I had a friend in high school named Albert. So the name doesn't give me anything, but look at that. It's a creature that says, oh boy, bright through nobility. Bright through nobility, I think it says up there. Can you read that?
Not at all.
There's a star above the creature. The creature is very colorful, and the creature has a crown on. And below the creature is like a little plant, and then there's a tree. And what I think of this card, I think of this, well, what really stands out to me, the two symbols that really stand out to me are the crown and the star, right?
Mhm.
There's one star in that sky, or sun, whatever, which is a star anyway, that is like your guiding star. And the crown to me, which has those little bright little lights around it, that to me is like you have a chance to achieve something. You have a chance to step up into some leadership role, but you also have a guiding star that's going to get you there. You are not alone. You don't even have to figure it out on your own. You have to look for your guiding star. Guiding star can be like the thing that is leading you on, or the thing that you know is going to take you to where you want. You're not alone. It can even be maybe working with the sun or working with the stars in the sky as well. But achievement is on the horizon. There's some kind of achievement. Looks like a very happy little Albert looks very happy, whoever he
I love how
is.
that card is turned on its side like that.
Yeah, I know. It's wild, right? I think it's just this is such a cool deck. All right. So now we have Three of Birds. Three of Birds is like Three of Swords, but it's very different than Three of Swords. To me, we've got these three pathways. We've got that dotted path in the middle, and then a path to the left that looks like a little snake-like, and the path to the right looks like a little water-like. And then we've got those three swords that have bird heads on it. And hand and the sun. So look, again, I get this feeling of crossroads energy. I almost feel like the like to me, if you look at that middle sword and then it turns into like a dotted line, it's like an illusion of pain or an illusion of suffering. And to choose a different path. So, Leslie, if there's something that feels painful to you right now, emotionally painful, this is a card to say the pain is something that you have control over and something that it can be an illusion. One of the things I was going through something that was really hard and annoying, and I was feeling very upset about it. And Honoreo said to me, "Are you going to care about this in 5 years?" And I'm like, "No." He's like, "So why are you caring about it now?" I'm like, "Well, because wah, wah, wah." So I think it's like that. That kind of energy is the thing that you're fussing over really something that important, or is it something that in 5 years won't matter, right? And I think there's something there in that message for you that this sword is kind of an illusion. And it's also different pathways, different choices. You can make a different choice, in other words. I love this one. Oh my gosh, this one's really cool. Knower
Ooh.
of rivers, knower of rivers. So it's the one that knows rivers, right? The person who knows rivers. Rivers represent obviously emotions, water, all the element of water. But there's like when I think of knower of rivers, I think someone who is comfortable in emotions, comfortable in psychic areas, very powerful and strong with a snake in one hand and a fish in the other hand, and standing in that river like she's a boss, right? I'm guessing they are a boss, who knows? Um, they're boss, right? So I think that within emotion and spirituality, as we talk about like this whole reading, it's like taking a risk, getting into your empowerment, um, letting that guiding star lead you to your empowerment and getting over anything that feels painful about it and really stepping into your power is the knower of rivers, to step into your spiritual power and to feel confident in who you are, confident in your ability. It's amazing. Absolutely gorgeous. I love this. She's so strong.
I've got to get this deck.
Confident.
It's so cool.
What?
I've got to get this deck. It's so cool.
I know, it's so beautiful, right? And people are celebrating the background, dancing between the trees. But this is really like, I think there's something really big for you coming up that's going to be very empowering for you, Leslie. It's really, really good. So, love that. All right, now you're going to pull a charm.
Yeah, I get the same sense because I pulled this little trophy. So I think whatever gamble you're taking, whatever leap of faith that is that you go after this week or in the coming weeks is going to pay off big time. So don't be afraid to take that leap. And if you're not sure what it is, just keep checking in on everything you encounter. Sometimes I struggle with that and I ask myself, is this a leap of faith or is this just stupid? And if it feels big and it feels scary because there's unknown and because it could go a lot of ways, that's a leap of faith. But if it is scary because like it's just maybe a bad idea, then flesh it out a little more.
Yeah.
But I think, Leslie, in your heart, you're going to know right away when you come up on this thing. So just get ready, be on the lookout, and dive right in. And give it your all, because we don't get trophies maybe we get trophies when we give 50%, but when we really earn them, it's when we give 110%. So give it
Yeah.
your all and then some. And also, I just got to say that that 5 years advice, not good for Scorpios. I'm like, yeah, I'm be thinking about this in 50 years. Are you kidding me?
Well, okay. He's the
But for everybody
Cancer
else, I think that's
whisperer.
really good advice.
Exactly. Because Scorpio's gonna be still mad about it. I think Cancers are like Scorpio light.
Yeah, no,
We
you
can hold
just a
grudges for
direct
sure.
quote from me. I've said
It's
that so many times.
I think it's like we can hold grudges, but they soften for us,
Mhm.
over time. It's just like, but
Scorpio softens us
Scorpio for
easily. Enough
sure.
persuading, enough
Oh my
gifts.
gosh. Oh my gosh. So funny. All right. Manila.
My
Thank you so
pleasure.
much, Leslie. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Leslie.
Manila Moon. Hi, Madam Pemmican Lovich, 40 on PayPal. I was wondering what steps can I take to be more successful on my journey as an artist? Oh, I love that. I love that. I love all my clients, but I love clients who are creatives. They're so fun to work with. I like different careers really have a different vibe, and I
Mhm.
meet there's a different spiritual vibe to different careers, and I meet people where they are, and I love all kinds of different birds of a feather, I call them. So I have clients that are salespeople, and salespeople are really good manifestors, right? They're already good manifestors. If you're a good salesperson, you're a good manifester. But artists have their own unique ability in their imagination, right? um, you can be such a powerful visionary, an envisioner of your future and manifesting things in some amazing ways. So I love working with my creatives too. So good. All right, let's do one more shuffle and then we'll be ready. So, what is going to be more successful in your career as an artist? I just had a very funny thought. I think it's your spirit guides, Manila, saying this. Not spirit guides are very humorous. They have a great sense of humor, and they were like, do something super big and dramatic and crazy that gets in the news.
Hey,
But I
that's
don't
an
think
approach.
I think it's a joke. I get this one said it's a joke. Let's see what cards we get. It might be true. So we'll see. Oh my gosh. Wild. I shuffled those cards and the six of stones came up again, first card, but we got all different ones. Oh, interesting. 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 Okay. So the same first card came up. I put the cards back in at random. I don't just stack them on top and shuffle. I put them in different places and look what came up again. I think this is a different message for you in the six of stones. This is like diversifying to me. Look at, we've got all of these different pathways, and this person is connecting to all those different pathways. There's four pathways, right? One leads to what looks like I can't tell if it's an angry orange or what it is over there. It looks kind of like an angry. One is something that says 19 on it. No, yeah, 19 on it. And then there's one that's like a bunch of sticks. And then there's the one with the seeds and the dice, right? So, in this sense, I'm getting a different message off of the same card for you. This is what tarot is about, right? Oh my gosh, I felt I had a connection that card when you pulled it before. Isn't that wild? It's
Cool.
such a cool card, right? So I think for you, this is about having different avenues that you're exploring. As a creative, this is not a problem. Most creatives like to have lots of different, pots on the stove, right? They like to be working in different areas. And so I would say in this case, pick four areas that you're going to express your creativity. It might be in design and then painting and then a little bit of sculpture and maybe a little bit of paper cutting. I think look at like what I'm just making up things, but look at what like different media you can work in. Look at like diversifying, but only into four directions. The reason is you don't want to overwhelm yourself by spreading yourself too thin, but you want to give yourself four little areas that you can explore. So you'll work through something and then you'll put that aside and you'll work through another medium, and then you'll work through that one. And then that may inspire something back with the first one, or it may inspire the next one. But find four avenues, four different media, four different paths that you're going to take, because I think they will produce different things. And that diversification can be a great way to, um, to kind of, see which one sticks. It's a little bit like I'm going to have a weird, yeah, too many ideas. I don't think so this is saying stick with four. Just pick four. Here's Manila. Here's a great tool, because I'm that person too that thinks of a million ideas, as the Love Witch Wells knows. I got a great idea. Let's do this. And then next week, I'm like, I got a great idea. So when you have a lot of ideas, a great tool is to have a notebook. If you have a notebook, look at mine. This is my notebook. Mild plans for world domination. Smile plans for world domination. So I put in that my book, I put like when I have an idea that I'm like, oh, I want to do that thing, but I can't do it right now. I'll write it down in the book so that I have some place that I call it my parking lot. I can park my ideas there and I can go back to them later. So it is a way of honoring your muse. You know, the muse is the one that speaks to us or gives us that inspiration. We personify that muse as a spirit, right? We don't want to go away idea, or we don't want to act on the idea because that can water down the 4 areas that we're going to be focusing on. So we put it in our parking lot. Then when you try these 4 avenues, let's say one of the avenues is I'm going to do papier-mâché, and then you get into it and you're like, this isn't really working for me. You can set that aside and you can bring out something from your parking lot to then pursue and put into that slot. But have no more than 4 areas that you're actively pursuing, and the rest go into the parking lot. That's what you need to do. So that's what I'm getting from that. It's like you got lots of ideas. We do want to do more than one thing. But I was going to say the analogy is it's a little bit like dating more than one person. When you're in the beginning stages of looking for a relationship, dating more than one person is, even if you want one person ultimately, dating more than one speeds everything along versus dating one, seeing how that goes. When it doesn't work out, dating the next person, seeing how that goes. If you're not into it, then dating the third person. You can date 4 people at the same time and sort of pick and choose which ones are working out. And it's a great way to date, actually. You're not getting deeply involved with any of them, but you're just going to see how it works out, right? How it plays out. So in this situation, I'm saying you're going to be dating 4 different projects or 4 different media or 4 different, ideas that you have, and seeing how far you get with them. And then any new ideas that come in, go to the parking lot, and then you can always go back to those ideas later. Second card that I have coming up for you is the 7 of Trees. 7 of Trees. Oh, so this to me represents growth. I mean, if we look at this, represents a growth aspect, and building something strong and long lasting. But again, I get this energy of multiple branches, right? There's branches that are sticking out. I think that, look at that. I mean, there's so many interesting things on these cards. This is like the rings of the tree, but it's also like the hemispheres of the brain, left and right brain. I look at this as like a nut that fell from the tree or a seed that fell from the tree. It's a big one. That V that's there pointing down. We've got this kind of goddess figure up here. It's almost like a spinal column too, right? With like the nerves branching out. I mean, there's so much interesting stuff that
You
sun
know what I
disk.
thought that goddess was? I thought it
What?
was like a sign pointing in different directions, like a street sign.
Oh, it kind of does look like that too. Yeah.
I love when things can be both.
I know, I know. So again, I get this energy from 7 of Trees of like branching out, but you have to limit the branching out. I think having the branches is good. You'll start to feel which one has traction as well, right? I mean, when I think about like my business that I started, I've tried a bazillion different things. Some things are a hit and they take off and we keep those things. Others are kind of and then we drop those things. If people aren't into it, we drop it, right? So you have to experiment to see what people connect with. That's the whole point. And if you want to have a career, you have to sell your art, right? So having that aspect of having different offerings of different kinds will show you where you need to go. There's nothing wrong with pursuing art for your own benefit, but if you need to make a living and you want to make a living doing art, you also have to meet people halfway and make art that people are interested in, right? You could be as esoteric and wacky out there as you want, but if nobody connects to it, then I hope you have a trust fund. But if you need to make a living as an artist, I think having these different branches will allow you to see which one becomes the branch that people are interested in. So I think that's, again, that message. But again, like that left brain and right brain, the left side, the right side, I think that's that meeting of you with, it's like two coming together and meeting with the what people are interested in. And so having those branches can benefit that. Next is 2 of trees, and it has a word. It says, oh, I wish I had, oh, I do have glasses here. Oh, I was going to say, I wish I had my glasses. I do have glasses. Hold on. Blessed is the mother who has given us shape. Blessed is the mother who has given us shape. So this is someone blessing water. There's 2 trees, and those trees are connected at the roots, which is amazing and prescient on her part, because trees do communicate through their roots. And look at all the harmony, you know, of the hills matching the trees and the sun going in that little dip and the sunset and the waters in front. So if you can, I almost feel like this is a really very specific direct message to get out in nature for inspiration. I don't know if you do that or if there's something for you in that. Yeah, loving all the trees. I know. You know, talking to trees. I know a lot of artists. You're not the only artist that's into trees. I feel like Chris Ann, amazing Chris Ann, who did the her deck. Oh my gosh, I can't think of the name of her deck. Anyway, she's done some Curious Creatures deck, and she has some other decks. But her decks are really, and she loves, we had huge conversations about how trees are sentient and all of that. So I think that there's something the trees can teach you, all of this, and the fact that you're interested in trees, I think there's some wisdom there. All right. Speaker of birds is your last card.
Ooh.
Speaker of birds, look at that. So beautiful and cool. Bird in the head, right? This would be like communicating and communicating, right? So birds sing. Birds were the first music makers, right? And humans copied the birds to make music. And birds are communicators. They communicate with sounds and beautiful sounds all the time. And the speaker of birds. So this is a very specific message of like, you have to let people know what you're doing. That can be works in progress, that you're showing a work in progress, can be, it doesn't have to be that you speak, but you have to communicate about your art. Like if you're doing great art, but you're just doing it in your room, how is anyone going to find out about it? So this would, to me, would mean sharing your process, sharing your artwork, putting it out there. And we know how to do that nowadays. It's social media. There's a great website, by the way, for artists that I discovered that I love this website. It's called Behance, Behance. It's for illustrators and artists, and it's like good quality, and it's all about art. So like where you go on like Instagram and it's like any old thing can be up there. Behance is just about art and illustration.
Wow.
And so people go there, and it is a wonderful, wonderful way. And you can type in, like I was looking for a certain kind of illustration. I type in, and all these illustrators who illustrate in this style or this subject matter would show up. So it's a kind of a cool way of sharing your art and being found by others. So that could be a great way to share your art. You're spot on. I've been recently posting my art more and have a goal to do it every day for a year. Amazing. Yeah, works in progress, what you're working on, what you're proud of, thing that you worked on in the past, the before and afters. You know, there's all kinds of things you can do. But check out Behance because it's such a great art site, and it's for art directors to look for artists. That's it. So it's kind of a great site. I don't know too many of the details from the user perspective of the artist, but from the person who's looking for art, it's better than Pinterest. It's better than Instagram. It can help you find the kind of art you want. And so it's great for the artist in that sense. So there you go. Speaker of birds. I love it. All right.
So cool. And where do birds live but trees, right? So
Oh, I know.
you've got all these branches you're going off into, and yeah, let people know about it.
Exactly.
Let them know where you live. I pulled this heart charm. And what's interesting is I have a lot of heart charms in this bag, and this is the only one with so much room in it. So I think that as you're exploring all of these different mediums, as you're figuring out exactly what those 4 things are going to be, go with the ones that fill your heart up the most. It's as easy as that. And the reason is you're going to be throwing yourself into this as much as possible. So if one of your 4 things you're only like 10% on, it's not going to work out. You have to do things that really light the fire for you, ignite a passion in you so that you stay passionate about it and so that you don't get burnt out. Like for me, I'm capable of writing about pest control. I wrote 2,000 websites about pest control, and it burnt me out because I do not care about pest control except for I don't want any pests in my home. But when I'm writing about love magic or anything witchy, there's no limit on how much I can write. I'll never get burnt out on that. It's always an exciting and fun challenge. So find the things like that. And it's going to make not only your art better, but it's going to make it easier for you to talk about it, because who can't rattle on forever about the things they love, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, pick those things that really sing loudly to you.
I love it. I love it. All righty. Thank you so much, Vanilla. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Bruce. Bruce has a 1 card reading. And then Sarah, if you'd like to get a reading, go ahead and make a donation on Venmo, PayPal, or Super Chat if you're on YouTube. Once you make that donation, jump into the chat. Let us know how much you donated, where you donated, and what your question is. All right. Bruce, $10 donation via PayPal question. What will be the financial energy around my YouTube channel in the coming months? Okay. I love that. Let's see what we see. This is such a cool card. Rachel was from New York State, upstate New York. She lived in the Hudson Valley in Rhinebeck.
Mhm.
And Rhinebeck was where I did Masters of the Tarot at Omega Institute with Rachel and Mary Kay Greer. I was their guest teacher. They used to do it every year. Now Mary's doing it now that Rachel has passed on, but I was their guest teacher, and it was so beautiful. Rhinebeck was so beautiful. So beautiful up there. So anyway, a fellow New Yorker, Rachel Pollack. The reason I say that is because Bruce is from New York. I don't know if you're originally from New York, Bruce, but I know you live in that area. Place of Rivers. Place of Rivers. Okay. I'm looking at this card. I like to look at the details. I need to put my glasses on for this too. So Place of Rivers. To me, Place of Rivers, look at that. There's 2 rivers flowing into a pond, into a lake, right down the hills into a lake. I feel like things are going to flow organically in this. So the financial energy is about flow. And when I look at this, I think of like, oh, it's just going to open up for you. It's just going to flow for you. There's an interesting little, there's so many details in these cards. Look at this interesting little thing that looks like a pie symbol. To me, that indicates math is involved. Algorithms, no, math is involved. And so I'm wondering if the financial energy around your YouTube channel can be deduced through mathematics, like meaning there's a very rational, logical way that you can optimize things, or that you can I don't know what you're teaching or what you're showing on your YouTube channel, but if you can think about like the rational logic that you can add to this, whatever you're doing, this kind of maybe even numerology could be really good for this, I don't know if you're talking about magic or you're talking about something completely different, but math is showing up. Could be numerology, but definitely there's an energy of flowing. I like it. It doesn't mean you have to do anything, right? The gravity will take care of the rivers flowing down to the pond. So I don't feel like there is something that you need to do to make that flow. The flow is going to happen organically. But I do get that sense that bringing in math, numerology, or really rational, logical stuff into this project will be good. Okay, Bruce, you're going to have to tell me what your YouTube channel is all about, because now I'm so curious.
Oh, I don't know if this is the answer to that, but
The logic is there is no logic in the world.
That
Well,
might
there
be what
you go
Bruce's
that.
YouTube channel is about. I am really excited about this. I picked up so much from that card just as I was looking at it. I cannot wait to buy this deck and work
Yeah.
with it. That pi symbol and this idea of like introducing numerology sounds so powerful to me. And there's so many ways you could do that, right? Like maybe it's picking an auspicious number of videos and posting that many every month, or maybe it's posting at 11:11 every day. But there's so many different ways that you can work, introduce numbers into the things you're doing here. The
Yeah,
charm
and
I
that's
pulled is
magic,
this.
right? Right?
Totally. The charm I pulled is this anchor. So I like this because this tells me, even though like this is not advice I would actually give in general for YouTube, but this is telling me you need to pick a strategy and stick with it for the next few months. I think when working with algorithms, YouTube, Google, Facebook, whatever, you need to be willing to like adapt quickly and change as fast as the algorithm is changing. But this is saying you got to pick a place to start and stay there for a little while so that the algorithm can notice you. So I think you need to pick like a really regular posting schedule or something like that, and it's going to be super beneficial to finances coming in through this channel. Also, when I saw that pie symbol, my mind didn't go to math, but my mind thought, there's a piece of this pie for you. Like all these earnings that are happening on YouTube, you can get in on that. It can happen. You just have to stick with it. Anchor yourself and feel like grounded in like, this is where I am, this is what I'm doing, and I'm going to see the course of it no matter like what way the river flows.
I think there's some great wisdom in that, and that your interpretation of the anchor too, because when you showed anchor, that's exactly what I thought. And what I thought is this: when you are new to Google, right? Google is just a machine that's looking, it's not people looking at things, it's a machine looking at things, a computer looking at things, right? It needs to know what you are about. So if you're posting a video about art, and then you're posting a video about how your day went, and then you're posting a video, which probably I should do more of anyway, because I don't know if they know from my personal Instagram, whatever. But when you're posting things that are kind of all over the place, Google doesn't get an idea of who you are. You kind of almost have to be really one note. This applies to SEO as it applies to, which SEO is search engine optimization, which is what are you talking about? So you have to be almost like kind of repetitive, but say it in a new way, right? Each time, for them to get an idea of what your channel is about. So at a certain point, it's going to say, oh yeah, you are about magic, or you are about tarot, or you are about stock market advice, or you are about travel over the world, or you are about finding bargains, or whatever.
Or
Whatever
spoofs of
your
therapy
topic is.
sessions, it turns out.
What?
Spoofs of therapy sessions is what it is.
Oh, okay. So it's a creative thing. Okay, great. So then working on your creative thing will be great, and it's going to build, but you have to like remember, it's like another brick in the wall, right? You're just adding another brick each time. I think sometimes people go in thinking, "Oh, I'm going to have that one, viral thing that takes off, and that's going to make me." Um it can happen. That could certainly happen. But I also think that we cannot put lay a heavy expectation on that. We have to think about building brick by brick, really building it brick by brick. So wonderful. So you're going to be doing multiple videos of these fake therapy sessions, and acting, having fun doing it. And yeah, so then if you're doing comedy, then you can take another, do another kind of comedy too. So all of it can be really, really good. I think this is really good. You'll have to give us the link to your channel so that we can go subscribe too. I'll
Yeah.
subscribe. Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
you should also check out a show called Web Therapy if you haven't. It's like a spoof therapy series starring Lisa Kudrow, and it's really funny. Maybe don't
Oh.
check it out if you don't want to be too inspired. I don't know. I like to like not read when I'm writing because I like pick up other people's voices. So
Yeah,
watch that when you
yeah,
want.
yeah. Oh my gosh, I love that. Thank you so much, Bruce. All right, Sarah. Sarah. Um, Thank you so much. One card about my love life. Okay. I love these cards. I'm enjoying them. Thank you, Rachel. She's awesome. Oh, ah, the Tower card.
Oh.
Love life is the Tower card. Okay, let's talk about the Tower card. This is an interesting version of the Tower card. Person standing on top, one person down at the bottom. I have to, and three. Oh, look at the very interesting. There's three people on top of ladders. Are they getting zapped or are they zapping? Hard to
Good
tell, right?
question.
Or is that those are people. Yeah, those are people, I guess. I see it. And there's somebody on the top of the tower and there's someone down here. Okay. So let's talk about the tower card in general in all decks, the tower card showing up. Tower card is a message from the universe that something needs to be cleared out to make space for something new. So, in your love life, is there a belief that you have? Is there an old flame around? Is there something that has worn out its welcome? Is there some habits that you have? So, if you're in a relationship, is it like you've gotten into a rut? Is it that there's an old flame that you're still thinking about? The Tower card is like we need to clear the decks. We need to make space for something new. I think of Tower card being like Kali, the goddess Kali. Kali, for people that don't know much about Hindu deities, will look very scary. She looks scary, right? She's the destroyer, but she's the destroyer as part of the cycle of life, death, rebirth. And if we understand that destruction isn't destruction, it is clearing away something so that something new can come in. This is what's going on, right? That you need to have this energy of like a fresh new start. And if you don't do it, the universe is going to do it for you, right? The universe is going to clear that out. So this is a great time when you get the Tower card. It is a great time to go, okay, I need to make some changes. I need to clear the decks to make space for an improved version. So does that mean ending a relationship? Does it mean ending an attachment? Because you might have an attachment. Does it mean ending a certain feeling that I have? Or does it mean ending beliefs that I have? Sometimes in relationship, I see this when people come to me. Oh, all the good ones are taken. They say that, right? All the good ones are taken. There's nobody left for me. And I'm like, really? You've met all 7 billion people in this world so that you know all of them are taken? If you have not met all 7 billion people in this world, you cannot say truthfully that all the good ones are taken because you do not know, right? And you only need one. Well, unless you're poly, then you need 2 or 3. So whatever, you don't need 100 lovers, right? So what I get from this is like sometimes we hold ourselves back by beliefs that we are holding that are keeping us trapped. And if we keep these attachments or keep these beliefs that are not serving us, we need to examine them and we need to do the cleanup, or else the universe is going to do the cleanup for us. Now, having the universe do the cleanup is fast. Sometimes can be shocking and surprising, but it is effective. And then we get to
Mhm.
out of the rubble and start over again. Or we can avoid that whole painful process, which sometimes can be painful when the universe smacks us, right? We can avoid that whole painful process by doing the thing that we know we need to do, right? We know we need to make that change. We know we need to detach from something or let something go or clear something off. I think that sometimes getting this message, for you, Sarah, that there's a cardboard cutout of a partner in your life. That could be the memory of a partner. That could be, I want to hold out until this person comes back. It can be, it can be some kind of something that is taking up space next to us. I think of like those cardboard cutouts that people pose with, like
Yeah.
I used to have one of Liberace in my house that just tells everything you need to know about me. So
How come
my
you used to
cardboard,
have that? Why do you not still have that?
I think when I moved, I had to get rid of it. I don't know.
So
Something happened. I had to
sad.
get rid of it. But anyway, I don't even know where I got it. Somebody gave it to me. So funny. So anyway, my cardboard cutout of Liberace used to stand in my window. I was on a very busy street in this apartment, and he used to look out over the street. So I think of like those cardboard cutouts can be very comforting. It can maybe even feel like a person there, but there's something that needs to go. So either that cardboard cutout, we need to have a talk with, if it's a real person who's actually there, but they're acting like a cardboard cutout, we need to try and find a way to make that relationship come back to life. And we need to make that change to make that happen. Or if it is a memory, if it is a person who is not invested in the relationship, or if it is if it is holding out for somebody to fix themselves or be ready to be in a relationship, we need to get that cleared out. So that's the impression that I'm getting, is that cardboard cutout that needs to be cleared out of your life to make space to bring in the new relationship, right? So does that make sense, Sarah? While you're typing your answer, Love Witch is going to give you a charm.
Yeah. Before I pull the charm, I wanted to say I'm so happy for all my tower moments. Like you said, they can be scary or shocking in the moment, but they're always things that are incredibly necessary, and usually things that we can't pull the band-aid off on ourselves. But I don't know. I've had enough of them now that I'm like, no, I pull the band-aid now. The universe, I'll take signs, but I don't need that direct help anymore. I'm going to intervene before it before it becomes necessary, and that's a really powerful way to live. I pulled
Same.
another heart charm, and this one has these little paw prints on it. And this is giving me like 3 different messages. So I'm going to run through all of them quickly. One, it could be that you need to invite non-romantic love into your life, like accepting love from a pet or focusing on the non-romantic love around you to increase your romantic aura. I talk about this all the time. So if you want to know more about that, book a session with me. I'll go on for hours. Aside from that, I think this could also be that you need to ask your pet to find you someone. This can feel incredibly silly, but I've asked pets to find things for me, and I found all the things. So once I had a cat who was missing for 4 months, and I let my other cat out, and I said, go find that cat that's missing before you come home. And 20 minutes later, guess what? Both cats were at the door. So you can ask pets for people, and I encourage you to do so. So if you have a pet or know some sort of magical animal in your life, and P.S., all animals are magical, ask a favor, but give them a treat. Make it worth it for them. Don't just come arrive empty-handed.
Can I just throw something in there? If you don't have a pet, it can be an animal in nature. The
Yeah,
crows, the rats,
totally.
the
Yeah.
possums. Oh,
Or
I
the
dreamt
spirit
about
of a pet that you've
raccoons.
had before. If you have a pet that's passed away, you can continue to work with them even after they're gone.
I just remembered I had a dream about raccoons last night. I'm gonna have to
Oh my
find out what that
gosh.
means. Okay.
Ooh, that's exciting. The third thing I had for this was, I think when it comes to picking a partner, or if you have a partner, the thing you really need to focus on is loyalty. These look like dog paw prints to me. Dogs are very, very loyal. So if your current partner is not so loyal, you deserve better. And if you're wondering like what items belong toward the top of your list of things you're looking for in a partner, loyalty. Put it up at the top.
Yep. 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 Love that. I love that. So yeah, you don't need to be afraid of the tower card. Tower card. I mean, I think again, I'm right there with you. Tower card in the moment can be very shocking, but tower card long run is always good.
Yeah.
It's always good. It clears out. I mean, I got a tower card. I lost my job as a librarian, and here I am 20 years later having an amazing business, doing things that I love. And I was working at a job at a Catholic school. I had to be like, always like wondering, am I going to get flack for being a tarot reader on the side, and not being Catholic, wondering, are people going to hassle me because I'm not believing in this? So, it was fine being a librarian, but it wasn't as good as this, that's for sure. So yeah,
Mhm.
so then those tower card moments happen. There's always a gift. There's always
Yeah.
a gift, and then the gift can be amazing.
Mhm.
So there's something
Yeah.
going on for you that's going to shift and change and clear out the old and bring in something so much better. So
Yeah. For me, I had like a rent controlled apartment in the middle of Manhattan, and I was convinced that that was the best thing that could ever fall into my lap, and I could never let go of it. And then overnight, circumstances changed radically. I didn't want to live there. So now, guess what? My rent's not $400 anymore, but my house is so much nicer, and I live by the beach, and I have so much more space, and I like my neighbors, and I like the people that I live with. So it was all such positive change that it's worth the extra money. And it also showed me that I can manage to come up with more than $400 a month. Imagine
Yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah.
But I wasn't working very hard before I had to because I had like gotten kind of lazy. So the universe really pushes us exactly in the direction we need to head in if we don't like pick our ass up
Yeah,
ourselves.
yeah, yeah. Alrighty. So then, Mel, thank you so much, Mel. Mel's getting a 10 card reading. Thank you, Mel. All right.
Incredible.
I'm sure you're going to have 10 questions.
It
Is
looks
there
like there's
10?
7 questions, but I'm not sure if
Okay.
she's still typing some more. So we'll
Okay.
start with these 4.
Thank you so much, Mel. Uh, all right. So we're going to look at these questions. And so we'll pull 10. I'll pull 4 cards now, and then we'll go on to the next slide. Why don't we do a charm? Do you want to do 10 charms? Just for fun.
Yeah, sure. Why not? That's a fun idea.
So we'll do one at a time, and then I'll do a card, you do a charm. Why not, right?
Cool. I love that.
And while we're doing this, if you would like to get a reading, Mel is the last one on our list. Now is your opportunity to get a reading. So go over to PayPal or Venmo, make your donation, or Super Chat if you're on YouTube. Make your donation and then get into chat and let us know how much you donated, where you donated, and what your question is. And then we will get you in. If there are no more readings that are booked, then we'll just wrap it up after Mel. So that's how we're going to do it. And then we wanted to remind you before we get started with this that we have we have a special for my birthday, free shipping on, let's get that free shipping thing up real quick. Free shipping. There we go. Free shipping. You can scan the QR code. You will get free shipping on domestic orders in the US. If your purchase is $100 or more, you'll get free shipping. That's my birthday present to you from now until July 6th. My birthday's on July 5th, but it's going to extend through July 6th. And love you to take advantage of that very special deal. All right. So let's go back to those questions. So we'll do the first 4. Okay. Question number 1 is, will I be happy with Thursday night meeting? Oh, okay. We've got 2 of birds, and 2 of birds is got these 2 birds that are back to back with a snake. I'm going to tell you something about Thursday night meeting. You are going to be fine, but you got to watch out because there's a snake. And to me, this snake is wrapping around the ankles of those birds, kind of keeping them trapped or trying to control in some way. So I feel like at the meeting, there's somebody who's trying to control. I don't get a vibe from the snake that this is a positive thing. I don't think the snake can control. I mean, like those birds could easily just step away, right? But the snake is trying to control. So I feel like there's somebody there in that meeting that's trying to control you and another person and trying to manipulate or control. So just watch for that in the meeting and be observant, but don't get caught up in their drama. So if there's somebody trying to create some drama or trying to control, don't get, fooled by them. All right, now for card number 1, what do you have?
Well, I just want to say I already know who that person is, and I know Mel
Oh,
knows too. And I know that what you said is spot on. I pulled this frog, and this tells me that like this person definitely isn't going to be able to control you. You can slip right past him. You're fast, you're quick, and you're resourceful. So even if he is controlling other people or other people are buying what he's selling, it doesn't mean you have to, and you are totally going to be in the clear. So be quick on your feet, and I think that will be more than enough.
do you know some frogs have poison that they exude through their skin?
Yeah,
So,
that's a great
and that's
point.
a
Yeah.
really I would almost say like on a magical level, Mel, that maybe you want to, not that you want to put poison, I'm not saying put poison on your skin, but maybe you want to put on an oil that's protective when you go into that meeting. Does Mel work with oils at all?
I know Mel works with some herbs, so maybe you could take like a couple of protective herbs with you or something like that, and like
Yeah,
hold them in your hands and like rub them against your skin a little bit before you walk in.
yeah.
Or like have something you can hold in your hand during the meeting and like grip it tighter when things get a little tense, maybe.
Yeah. Powerful protection oil is great because it's like that slippery elm energy of like nothing will stick to you, nothing will get on you. So if somebody's being manipulative in the situation, their stuff won't have any effect on you and it's like you become invisible to their energy. So you might want to think about getting some powerful protection oil and wearing it when you go into these meetings. Just so that you're like you can observe all that's going on, but not get drawn into it and not be a target for anyone to be doing that. I'm not saying that to make you afraid or anything like that. You don't have to do this, of course, but I'm just thinking because that frog came up, I just got that hit. Okay, so next we have question number 2. Will it be clear, easy to listen virtual to the meeting? Yeah, the 7 of Rivers card shows up. This card to me, rivers mean flowing energy, easy energy. I almost see this. This is wild. Okay, we've got there's all kinds of things on the shore, but we've got a little mermaid here, and then we've got a little alligator over here. The mermaid alligator. And then we've got a big fish with a person on the fish, right? And I look at that big fish, I think of like a big raft, like a pool raft, and they're floating down the river on that raft. That's what it feels like to me. So I
Mhm.
feel like this is going to be very flowing, very easy, very relaxing, very no big deal. It's going to be easy for you to do this. So you'll just float on down very easily, very wonderfully. You won't have to worry about anything. So that um, will be clear and easy to listen to the virtual meeting. Yes, will be super easy.
Yeah, I think so too. I pulled this little angel, so I think your angels are watching out for you and they're gonna bless this connection and make it super clear. Also, this angel is playing a flute, so I think particularly the audio will not have any trouble this time, and you're gonna be able to hear perfectly clear.
Perfect. I love that. All right. What type of career is best? Oh, I love it. You got the world
Mm,
shining woman, shining woman.
oh,
So beautiful. Oh my gosh. I love this. I love all the symbols. It's like she has tattoos on. It's beautiful. So this is the world card. It's the world card in the tarot. World card represents the fulfillment of your biggest dreams and desires. So I'm telling you, Mel, this is a chance, an opportunity for you to look for like the job of your dreams, the career of your dreams without limits. I wouldn't even put a limit on. If you want to be a professional opera singer, then be a professional opera singer. If you want to have your own business, have your own business. If you want to, whatever it is, because this card is like dream big and your dreams will come true. She's also shining. She's shining. What again, it almost is like that thing that you were saying about your art for Manila, when you were talking to Manila about art. It's like when you are in your truth about something, you exude all this positive energy, and the positive energy it goes into what you do. So I think it's about finding that career that really makes your heart sing, that really feels um, that feels joyful, like you can't wait to get up every day and do the thing, which doesn't sound like the job right now. So it's letting yourself be that thing. It's just allowing it. But this is such a beautiful positive card for you to shine, right? To be visible, to shine. So where do you want to shine is the answer to that, right? Where do you want to shine?
do you know what came into my head as soon as you said you're shining? Is that in The Shining, the people with the special psychic gift are people who have the shining, right? And I know that Mel is incredibly psychic and has some really special gifts. So just hearing that made me think, like, it gave me chills and made me think, it's something that utilizes these gifts in some way or another. And to use your psychic or magical gifts doesn't necessarily mean it has to be like a magical career, but it's like you're going to bring that magical aura to whatever it is you want to do. The charm I pulled is this spider web. I'm getting two different things from this. One, it may be an old idea that you want to dust the cobwebs off of and give it another try. But knowing you, sweet Scorpio Mel, I think you should be a private investigator. Like, I think you should be looking deep into things, dusting off cobwebs and people's mysteries, because I think there's nothing you can't figure out or solve. So something that utilizes those detective skills, I think, is going to be really fun for you, really engaging for you, and really easy for you, especially because you've got an upper hand because you can see things in your mind's eye that other people can't.
When you said that about The Shining, I was like, are you going to suggest that she becomes the caretaker of a haunted hotel?
I mean, I don't think Mel would have a problem with that. I think that sounds pretty cool. I would do that. If you want to go halvesies on that, Mel, I'm down.
Don't bring Jack Nicholson with you. Whatever you do, don't bring Jack Nicholson.
I'm not bringing Jack Nicholson anywhere. Don't worry.
Anywhere. He's gross.
Shelley
All
Duvall,
right.
come along.
Is this a good week for finance? So we have 10 of birds. 10 of birds has all these birds, and this person is it looks like she's holding her head like, oh my gosh, what do I do with all of these? So I feel like this is a time for this finance of this week to get more organized. This doesn't feel very organized. There's different kinds of birds. They're all kind of doing something. She's like, oh my gosh. So if you want this week to be good for finance, it's about organization this week. I mean, literally getting your ducks in a row, right? And then you can do it. But if you're just letting everything kind of be like wild and crazy, I don't think it will be bad, but I just feel like that's what it's asking for is organization this week. In terms financial organization this week is going to be great. So I think sometimes it's like you find money when you organize, right? Even if you're cleaning the house, you find coins in the cushions of the couch, right? So I think you're going to find money during the organization process, which is important. So yeah. All right.
Yeah, I think that's an incredible idea. And I pulled this Goddess of Willendorf charm. The Goddess of Willendorf is all about abundance and luxury. So I think, yeah, like finances are going to turn around on their own once you get into that organized zone and like really get things into their place, and things that don't belong in your space, get them out. Doesn't matter where they go, just get them out of there. And hey, maybe you can sell them and make some extra money that way. But yeah, money and finances are going to flow much better with this organization, and like in a magical way. It's really going to unlock things. I love that goddess so much.
Yeah, I do. I know you do.
Yeah,
Love Which Makes Beautiful Goddess of Willendorf soaps for the Parlor of Wonders. They're so beautiful, and they're made with the oils that we use in the oils. So it's a wonderful way to get that in your life. And plus, the sprays have the Venus spray has the Goddess of Willendorf on it, right?
Yeah,
so beautiful.
Yeah, here's a Venus of Willendorf soap. It's not one that I sell. This is just like one that I made with some extra soap. It's dusty, but there's the shape.
Okay, do I have to sign this thing? Let's see, do you have to sign this thing? All right. I'm reshuffling I don't think I had to reshuffle, but I put those other cards back, so I'm reshuffling. All right. All right, next batch. And then we'll do 7, 8, and 9 for how is the week. So do I have to sign this thing? Hell no. The death card shows cut and run, baby, cut and run. So death card is really about, I think death card is, there's cards about change, but the death card is like graduation, right? You're leaving something behind and doing it. I think you don't have to sign this thing. You can get out of it without signing it. You can find your way to say no and just put it to bed. I don't think you have to sign it. Death card is a pretty clear no on something. And it's like a boundary you set, right? So you can set the boundary and say, no, I'm not signing that. It's not beneficial to me. You need to make it so that I want to sign it, right? I don't know if you can be that blunt with them, but death card is saying, no, you do not have to sign this thing. All right. What do you have for signing?
I got this little love letter. So I think only sign your name to things that you love. And if you're not loving this, you don't need to sign it. So yeah, go with your heart here. And I know Mel doesn't want to sign it, so don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what you have to do is either put it off and ignore. If that's and that could be one strategy, is just like, oh, I forgot to. Yeah, I'll get around to it. I haven't had time. You can just keep putting them off and putting them off. But if there's a opportunity for negotiation with the thing, is to take the thing contract that you're signing, the thing that they're asking you to sign, take it to a lawyer and have them take out the parts you don't want and then bring it back to them and say, okay, I will sign this if you take away all these things. I don't know if you're in a position where you can negotiate or not. So you're going to figure that out though as you go. Thursday meeting, did it get the deputy or not? Oh, look, we have a 7 of stones with a frog.
Oh, how about
Again,
that?
a frog showing up. That's an interesting one. Um, I think that the meeting with the deputy is going to be, it's a bit slippery right now, meaning probably you're not going to get, or you're going to get somebody else. So you're going to get the deputy not this time, but maybe a different person, or maybe their schedule opens up. It's also like 7 days of the week. So the meeting is on Thursday. Thursday is the only blue one. So
Thursday is the 27th also.
what is that?
Well,
Oh,
there's a 7 in it is all I
oh,
was
yeah, yeah, yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So Thursday would be the blue line on this. If we're going Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's the only blue line.
Mm,
Um, so I think the deputy will come at some point, but I don't think this week it's going to happen, or I don't think this is the right deputy. So I'm not quite sure. Something is going to change. That frog is very slippery. It's not going to be horrible because the blue is very peaceful energy, but I just don't see that this Thursday meeting gets the deputy. Slippery. They're slipping out of your hands or their hands.
mm. I pulled this little mask, and to me, this is like about illusion or deception, even. So I think maybe just like really be talking about the fact that there's going to be a deputy there, and I think just that that rumor or people hearing about it will be as effective as the deputy actually being there. So I say talk him up, but you don't even necessarily have to invite him. I also think that this means like just in general for that meeting that you're going to go really under the radar and go kind of like undetected, or there's not going to be any drama for you. So I like seeing
Yeah.
that.
Okay, so here's what I see for the week. I've got another card with another frog on it and a
Wow.
tortoise who's like a world, kind of got a map on the shell and is upside down, but standing on like the bottom of the world. This is a very interesting card. So again, I think this week energy, like that frog energy, I think you can be slippery this week. It really reinforces that charm of the frog. I think that you sometimes have to have your hard shell on. Sometimes you have to have your armor on, but there's other times when you're more effective just being slippery, right? Slippery too can be like, oh yeah, I haven't signed that thing yet. I'll get around to it. I have to read it. I have
Mhm.
to look over it and just keep putting it off. That can be slippery, right?
Yeah.
So I think that it's like balancing these two things, having the hard armor on, being like very well protected, and also being crafty and slipping away from whatever situation. Second card is it's called Saint Teresa. Saint Teresa is the name of the card. And it's got this bird that is singing a star into being, like the star is
Wow.
coming out of the bird's mouth. And so, and we look at these rays that are kind of coming to the bird or coming out of the bird. It's not clear which one. But I feel like your voice, when I think of birds, I think of voice and communication. And here we have this bird singing a very positive thing into being, the star card, the star, right? So one of the very traditional meanings of a star is hope, like your guiding star, that thing you're wishing on, that's a hope. So I think you have to voice your hopes. It can mean saying them, it can mean saying them to yourself, it can be saying them out to the world in general, but speaking about your hopes and your dreams, even for the work environment. it can be about what do you hope happens or what do you saying that, right? But even for I think outside of the work environment, in your own private, room, saying out loud your wishes and your dreams and speaking that out loud to manifest them, because this bird is manifesting, right? And then lastly, we have Ace of Rivers. Ace of Rivers. Oh, this is kind of cool. It's got a very flowing energy to it. It's water energy. It looks
Mm.
like a cup, but look at the top. It's got like an owl in the
Oh,
top.
wow.
And then it's got this water bearer who has two jugs, nice and full. The deer has some, the fish has some, the person has some. This tells me that as you go into this week, you're going to have lots of flow. You're going to have, this is going to be very easy, and there's enough for all. So I think that what you're experiencing is by proxy. People are like, I want mine, I want mine. And there's a bunch of greed around you. But if you get into consciousness that there is enough for all, that can shift the energy in the room. So more, it's more flow, right? More flow. There's enough water for everyone. There's enough for everyone. I think it's a good thing to remember. Okay. And then one more, right? 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, this is going to be good. Look at this. The Empress.
Oh my
It's about
gosh.
it. Beautiful. Like this is you, Empress energy in general is just being in flow, having things come to your way, things coming to you easily. So I do think this is going to be a pretty easy week, but it's a week that you have to navigate a few things. But again, in general, it feels like a really beautiful, easy week. It's just how can I avoid things, or how can I, armor up for what I need to armor up for? But the rest is like you're in your flow. I love it. Owl is your totem. I love that. Oh my gosh, I love that so much. Yeah, it's wisdom, wisdom. And look at the water is coming from the owl. Lean on your owl totem. It's so beautiful. Oh, I love it. Okay. Love Witch. What do you got?
I pulled two. I got this castle. And to me, this is really about like dreams coming true, getting to the like final destination of our
Finding
really big goals, and also about just like feeling like your home is your castle, feeling really protected in your home, feeling really happy there, and feeling like everything is really in harmony around you. So I see all these things, everything moving toward this energy in the next week. The other one I pulled is interesting. It's this stethoscope. And whenever I pull this, I always read it medically. But as soon as it came into my hands, it was like, I'm not medical today. I am telling you to listen to your heart. And I feel like that's been everybody's advice tonight. So I guess it's good advice all around. We all need to be listening to our hearts. But this specifically for you, Mel, is saying the way to get into alignment, the way to find that harmony, and the way for your goals to come into fruition is to just listen to your heart 100% of the time. And if something feels wrong, don't do it. If something feels right, go for it. And if you're unsure, spend more time with it and check in with your heart again in a few minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a wonderful advice from the Love Witch, because I always feel like we don't, sometimes we're put pressured to make a decision. But when we're asked to make a decision, we can always say, let me think about that. If
Mm-hmm.
you don't have a clear yes or no from your intuition, and as a Scorpio, Mel, you're very intuitive. If you don't have a clear yes or no, you can always stall. Let me think about that. I'll get back to you. I'm not sure yet. I have to think about that. So give yourself that gift of time, right? And anything, you don't have to make a decision on something. And if somebody's pressuring you, and in particular pressuring you to, make a certain decision that is beneficial to them, you can take your time.
Mm-hmm.
Don't feel pressured at all. So, yeah. Thank you so much, Mel. Well,
Thank
you
you,
guys,
Mel.
we raised $200. Thank you so much, Mel. Half of that was you. Thank you so much. And thank you to all of you. All your donations are amazing and are so beneficial. That means we're helping 5 seniors get 2 weeks worth of groceries this week, which is amazing. That is so generous of you guys. We're so grateful to you guys. Thank you so much for coming and joining us in this. Want to remind everybody that we have free shipping for Parlor of Wonders from now through July 6th. All you have to do is look at your email if you're already on the email list, or sign up for the email list, and you will get the code so that you can get that free shipping. It's free shipping for people in the US on orders over $100, and you can save a bunch of money that way. So we're very happy to do it. It's our big gift for you for the rest of this month and all the way to July 6th. It's just my way of saying, here's your party favor for celebrating my birthday. So yeah. Any other announcements, Love Witch, before we wrap up?
Not that I'm aware of. I can't think of
Okay.
anything.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much, you guys, for being here. We're so grateful to you and your generous donations. Thank you so much. We'll be back here again next week, same time, and we'll be doing readings again, raising funds again. So we hope to see you then. If you're watching this in a replay, come and join us. We do this every Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. We do it for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever we need to get everybody's reading done. And it's a great way to help those seniors in Ukraine who are suffering in full-scale invasion. So we thank you so much from the bottom of our heart for really helping these seniors. And you're doing so much good in the world. We're just so grateful to you. So thank you so much. And if you would like a full reading with one of us, maybe you have a question
Yeah.
you'd like to ask, but you don't want to have it on a public forum, we do readings one-on-one. So you can get a full-length reading, 15-minute, 30 minutes, 45, 60, 90-minute reading with the Love Witch or myself or B or Miss Kelly at the Parlor of Wonders. And we are so happy to do those readings for you. Those we can do over Zoom, phone, whatever is convenient for you. I do Google Meet as well. And we can do those readings for you. And it's totally private. It's totally confidential. So if you have something that you want to talk about or ask about and you don't feel comfortable doing it here, you can always do that at the one-on-one meeting. Anything else? I think that's it.
I think that's it.
All righty. So I am going to be working on sending Love Witch videos. So I'm going to be working on that for a while, put on some good music and do that. And I'm going to be working on some stuff on the website. So thank you guys so much for doing this and being here with us. We're so grateful for you, and have a great week, everyone. And we'll see you next week.